I'm not shutting up and you'll be learning my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I'll never shoot up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
Oh, did that make it?
I hope so.
Oh, I really hope that made it.
I hope so.
I
hope so. I hope it did.
Oh, that's much better than how we usually start.
Oh, yeah.
If you were lucky enough to hear that,
yeah,
you know what it was.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
No.
Did you see it happen?
What were you doing?
EA,
and then a nice happened right at the end of the song. I don't know if we got it live, but
I think
hopefully,
we did,
I think hopefully we did.
I think so.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
We'll find out later when we listen back.
Sure,
I'll find out later when I listen back.
Yes.
It's more like it. Well, welcome everybody to Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. This is what, like episode
7,000.
17 of
17
season
is,
2.
Yeah, dude.
Which is overall, I think,
over
episode 38.
7,000.
It's episode 38 overall. And it's a very special episode because we've been off for 2 weeks. It's really been 3 weeks since we were last here. But we took 2 weeks off. And now we're back, and I'm going to say we're better than ever.
Zoom and enhance.
Zoom and enhance.
Sure, yes.
Zoom and enhance.
I mean, every time that we take an extended break, I feel like it was like a year.
Oh, it feels like it was at least a month and a half.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely feels a lot longer.
I'm sad on Tuesdays when we don't do
that. It's weird. I was just like, well, I have nothing to do. What?
Zach just beats his meat on Tuesdays. Yeah, it's a hard life he lives, but he's got to do it at some point. So Tuesday nights,
only
good
on
enough.
Tuesdays?
Only
when we don't have
Tuesdays.
the show. I just beat my dick till it's purple.
Till it's purple. Purple meat. Speaking of purple meat, joined as always.
Why are you clipping? So
I don't know.
Right now?
I don't know why I'm clipping. But
let me turn you down a little bit.
Speaking of purple meat, Justin Olimpado is here.
Hi.
How you doing, Justin?
I'm good, dude.
Your purple meat, Justin Purple Meat Olimpado. I'm pretty sure that's your Christian name.
Yes.
That's what they gave you at your christening.
Yeah.
There's like, look at old purple meat over here. Look at him. Look at him. You should probably put some pants on.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm
it's a
just
weird
assuming
thing you can do with
you're
rubber
getting
bands.
christened and you just had a giant fucking purple dong, you know? You just had a giant purple dong, and they were just like, well, I mean, Christopher sounds good, but purple meat is pretty spot on there.
Yeah.
Pretty spot on. Well, Justin, how was your break? What'd you do?
I went to North Carolina.
Yeah, you visited a good friend of our Charlie's.
Yep. It was good, man. It was. We didn't really do too much, but checked out Durham this time, which you know, I didn't realize that it was about to be March Madness.
Oh shit!
So like
they just
it was like
Tar
the
Heels
combo
down
from
there. Who the
the
fuck?
Tar Heels, Duke. Like Duke is in
everybody
Durham.
right there,
pretty
like,
much,
pretty close to it.
Yeah.
That's great. I just think of Durham. I just think the Bulls, and then I just think Bull Durham, and then I just think of some sweet, sweet old lady boobies.
Yeah,
that movie's amazing.
Yeah,
and Susan Sarandon has some sweet, sweet old lady boobies.
Sure.
We all know it. There's nothing to hide about that. I don't know why she's hiding them. Show us, Susan. Show us. Come over to the houseboat, Tommy Lee Jones. We'll rechristen it the houseboat Susan Sarandon's Sweet Sweet Titties. If you show us your sweet titties,
doing it? Do you want a reenactment shot for shot?
Yes,
okay.
I want it shot for shot. I'll do the Tim Robbins thing. Okay. I'll wear the ladies' underpants and everything. Okay. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'll become a better baseball pitcher at the end of it if she just shows me her sweet titties.
Speaking of which, you know, MLB 19 came out.
Oh, the game came out. The show.
It did. Yeah.
Who's on the cover this year?
A Philly player. I don't remember
Philly
who
player,
it actually
not
is.
Bryce Harper.
It is not Bryce Harper.
They didn't know.
He's icing his leg right now.
Oh,
so
is
he could not be in a photo shoot.
He's probably icing his ego.
Well,
too,
you heard
because
about
Mike
that, right?
Trout extended his contract with the fucking Angels for 13 years.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper's pissed.
Did you?
He's pissed.
Yeah, because he would guarantee.
He totally thought he was getting him. He thought he was going to have a good old buddy. Now we don't.
Now, do you know that during one of the spring training games he actually got hurt?
No, I did not.
Yes.
So he
took he took a 96-mile-an-hour fastball to the ball on his ankle.
Ooh, fuck!
And it was the rookie for Detroit, 19-year-old kid.
Good on you, boy. Good on you.
Philly started sending death threats.
Oh, I bet.
to this kid.
I bet they just got a new toy. You're fucking with it,
dude.
You're fucking with it. Oh my god. Oh well, we're a sports show tonight.
Yes, we are.
That's why.
All
that's
about
why
Canadian college football. Right?
Canadian college football, the CCFL. That's what I spent so much time watching the CCFL. I also spend a lot of time watching the Canadian bowling leagues.
I think that's just more curling.
Entertaining. Is it curling?
I think it's just.
Is that why they're outside?
Yes.
And there's no ball or pins.
No.
That's weird. That's weird. I've been sweeping wrong too after watching that.
Excuse me.
I didn't know you needed 3 other people to help you sweep.
Well,
is that what curling is? It's just sweeping.
Yeah, it's you throw an iron onto like an iron, like a hand iron.
Hand iron. Oh.
And you throw it onto some ice.
Yeah.
And you take a broom. And you sweep
until the ice melts.
Until the iron stops.
Is it
until the
in?
iron stops.
Is it plugged in?
That's originally
a
probably
group ritual suicide. That's really what that is. You can just do it with a microwave or a toaster oven. Do it with the toaster oven. Just slide it across the ice.
I mean, you don't even have to slide it across the ice at that point. You just have to ice fish at that point.
Yeah.
Just one fishing pole.
We got a long way there just to get to ice fishing.
Oh, man.
Which means I'm going to have to introduce our other person that's here with us every single week, Mr. Zachary Storman.
Woo!
Oh, I don't know. Do we actually talk about your ice fishing escapades last time or after it happened on the show? I don't think we ever did. Oh, no, we did. We did. Yeah, we talked about it. So it makes sense with continuity if you are one of the 3 people that listen every week.
I like ice fishing.
He likes ice fishing. That's not a
What's
new
it
thing.
to you?
What's it to you?
You gonna fight me over it?
I think I like ice fishing during the summer the best. I think it's less people on the ice.
Less people on the ice in the summer.
Less ice on the people too.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. You can do it underwater.
Oops.
It's
bling,
bling, bling.
No, regular fishing season is coming up.
Yeah. Is there a time of year where you can't fish? Like even if you have a license, like you can always just go fishing, right?
As long as you throw it back. Most of the time, like unless you're on like private property.
Okay,
like
so it's catch and release.
Yeah.
No, it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
You can catch perch and eat them all fucking
Same
day
thing
long.
with
how good is
catfish
perch though? I've never had perch. I don't think.
Perch is amazing.
Yeah, is it good?
Sunfish is actually the poor man's shrimp. It tastes exactly like shrimp.
Really?
You boil it in some like lemon water.
See, I would assume that in the lemon water that makes sense because I would assume that the shrimp taste like the lobster taste and all of those.
It's more of the feel of the meat, like how the actual meat cooks.
Let's say those just
shit,
are preserved in salt their entire lives. They're in salt water, so I just assume that's why they taste so great. But I don't know. I'm not a shrimp.
We'll
I don't
go
know how
fishing
things
and we'll
work.
catch some fish and then we'll eat
some fish
on the show.
All right. Well, that's actually a good teaser for next week's episode. Next week's episode, we're going to have a very special guest, a very a disputed personality in our local area. We're going to be having Jay Swan or Swan Man Cobb coming on, and we're going to be eating some swan jerky.
I'm excited to taste swan jerky.
It's going to be good
because I've never eaten swan.
And you know what? The two of you can answer all of my questions.
Well, they're
about
mortal
hunting.
enemies of each other.
The
geese and swans.
Yeah.
It's weird that there aren't more like team names after like geese and swans. You know, you think that would. I mean, they could just shit all over each other, literally.
They could.
They could.
Bite you. No, I mean, if geese are a menace. Most people will. I think that's why the swans were like.
People
you said
brought the swans to keep the geese away.
Yeah, because if you have a swan, geese won't vacate. They'll vacate. Like,
they'll see
pond.
that fucking epic white long-necked bitch floating in the middle, destroying everything. All right, we'll get into that next week a little bit more. This week we have a very special. We have a very special guest this week. We are joined by somebody who. You were on the first official recorded episode ever of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, even though it went out second. And so you've been on it with your brother, Levi. Your girlfriend has been on it, Megan. And now, officially, this is your first solo endeavor into the world of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. We are joined by Mr. Ethan Jiorle. Jiorle.
I don't know. Something like that.
Jiorle.
Hello, happy to be here.
All right, we're getting some comments. So let's jump into the chat real quick. We have a wonderful longtime listener and contributor to the show, Mr. Andrew Moose Moose, making some comments over here. He definitely is on board with the Susan Sarandon, it looks like, since she's top 10. What does that say? Top 10 what?
Elder tit.
Elder tit.
Top 10 elder tit.
She really is. She's a good elder tit.
That's also the new area in the next Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls game. Elder tit.
Elder Scrolls 6.
I thought you were going to say that's the next new Ariana Grande song, and I'm like, that's a weird joke.
It might actually be.
Nobody understands your joke there. And then he also introduced you himself as Ethan Big Dick Gurley? Was that or Goalie? Goalie. Gholey. That's what his introduction. So anybody that joins the chat, know that when you join the chat live with us 9 o'clock every single Tuesday, we will interact with you. We'll chit-chat with you back and forth.
Yes.
It adds a little bit to the show. Goalie. I don't know what he's trying to say. Gholey. This is not the format to teach me how to say things. I don't get it.
G honey.
Phonetically.
G-holy.
Yo, G-holy.
Ethan G-hole.
And here's Ethan's mixtape.
Yeah, right. It's the G-hole.
G-holes.
Remix to Ignition on the G-hole.
Remix to the G-hole. Stuffed Doritos in my pee-hole.
I mean, the G-hole would be the ignition, right? That's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah,
the ignition. I'm assuming that R. Kelly song Ignition is all about just putting your dick in to start the engine,
It's about,
right?
did you hear that? His lawyer said that song originally was about having sex with an underage girl, and his lawyer made him change the words.
Really?
Like, he was just going to write a song and just be like, there, I said it. And his lawyer was like, no,
let's look at it this way. Up until that point, that song's what? Late 90s? Like early 2000s? Something like that? Up until 20 years earlier, 30-year-old plus men were writing songs like 16 Candles and You're Beautiful, You're 16.
We were talking about it earlier.
She was only 16.
They married their fucking cousins and shit.
Yeah,
you know
Jerry Lee Lewis
like,
married his 14-year-old cousin. Elvis married his like 15-year-old bride or 14-year-old bride and was also, I think, somewhat related to her in some weird way.
You can also say that it's
the good old days.
Different times people died earlier.
Yeah, people died earlier. Things are different.
I mean, you can't really credit.
We want to say that is what you would call progress, I guess. Sure. That we don't do that anymore. We let kids be kids. But realistically, you look at a fucking 13, 14-year-old person, they're acting like they're a fucking grown-ass person anyway.
They look like a fucking grown-ass
person. There's GMOs and everything, brother. They're all drinking that fucking fluoride, and they're all turning into fucking monsters.
There's actually anti-fluoride water that you can buy?
No. I got fluoride in my toothpaste. I use fluoride toothpaste.
Yeah, fluoride in the water is for your teeth.
Yeah, it's for your teeth.
You know where they don't have fluoride in the water?
In the wells?
England.
England.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Your average, like, poor person in England versus America, we have better teeth. Just saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. Now,
it depends on.
Thanks for the fluoride, America.
Thanks for the fluoride. I like it. My teeth probably.
I mean, we don't get it here because it's a well. But if you are getting treated water, like if you pay for a water service or have it, city water.
Now, have you ever tried to just do you avoid fluoride?
No, I don't care about fluoride.
Do you really study up on it or care that much?
No, it's just that this kid at work is just like against it. He's like, I can't drink it.
That's literally my knowledge from it is somebody else's cursory knowledge of the subject bitching about it around me, and all of a sudden now I have in the back of my head just a little bit of information. So if I'm drunk enough and in a room and somebody else starts talking about it, I can go, well, I know these 3 pieces of information, and they get stuck in a 4-hour-long conversation I have no business being a part of.
Or you really don't want to be part of. I don't give a fuck if you're drinking fluoride.
I don't care, man. I don't care. It's kind of like a less I know type of situation on that.
Yeah.
You're putting it in there? Yeah, don't ask, don't tell on what you're putting in my mouth and water.
Yeah.
I do ask, and I do usually tell what I put in my mouth.
Well.
It's just something I do. Just something I do. Now, speaking of something I do, drink beer. We are drinking.
Oh, I don't have one of these.
You don't have one? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to make one over to you. You mind? There you go. Passing it down the line. Passing it down.
Well, thank you.
All right.
May I just have another one? You might as well just hand me. Fuck it.
There you go. There you go.
2 beers.
So we are drinking this evening Natural Light Natter Days.
You want 3 of them?
Natter Days.
You're fucking...
You're going to drink the whole case your fucking self.
Oh, you don't want anything?
Oh.
All right.
I'll take one.
Oh, this is so confusing. Oh, can't wait till this is a visual format so everyone could have just seen that interaction.
Natter Days are for the boys.
Natter Days are for the boys. Now this, Ethan and I walked into the beer distributor earlier. I had asked Justin if there's anything he wanted. You said one of the golden things from Trogs.
We had it previous.
Yeah, so I didn't see those. So we're walking around and they had Bud Ice. And they had these, and I was literally just stuck between a 30-pack of Bud Ice or a 12-pack of Natural Light Natter Days. And the guy was really hard selling the Natter Days. He's like, oh, if you want like a good beer, like a good thing to drink, like, oh, this is your thing. Like, you should definitely drink it.
So it smells
we should
like...
take it fishing with us.
He said we should take it fishing. Okay. He did.
Fucking perfect, boys.
Now,
get on the ice.
It says, when you read it closer, it says, for those who like strawberry lemonade and drinking beer. But it looked like from afar that it just said strawberry lemonade and drinking beer. And I was like, oh, drinking beer. Drinking beer.
As opposed to bathing beer.
And cooking beer.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of beer.
I mean, I got sweating beer
Shower
down.
beers?
I sweat beer pretty good.
Yeah.
Now,
it smells like the Orange Julius.
It does. It does smell like you're at an Orange Julius. Yeah. Like some guy behind you's drunk on Natty Light and you're about to order an Orange Julius.
Exactly.
Is that a real thing anymore?
There's somewhere. I'm sure there's somewhere.
I'm not a huge creamsicle fan. Have you tried the new Coke with orange and vanilla?
No, how is it?
I like
it's like creamsicle inside of a Coke.
It'd be perfect mixer.
Favorite.
It feels like just the idea of it makes me think of chocolate on orange, and I don't like chocolate on orange at all.
Those oranges that you smack in the ground or the table, and
you smack them on the ground.
Well, it's like an orange shape, and you smack it, and it breaks into like orange slices.
No,
the chocolate.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No, never had
banging.
Never.
I always used to get them for Christmas.
Yeah, me too.
We're supposed to take all of Ethan's snack and drink suggestions.
All right, this is. I mean, I've known you to definitely have a good taste in things that we'll have as far as food. I'm not really used to drinking with you though. That's one thing. You're not a big drinker. So that's why we went with something that I thought, even if you were not wanting to taste beer.
I thought this was
you
kind of
I
could drink a case of this on a hot day in the summer.
Are you joking? I could drink a case of this in the next hour and a half.
True.
This is easy as fuck to drink. I drank
so many of these when we moved Luke in. What was that? Probably
takes away the natty natty flavor.
I stumbled upon it before you guys.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you about it.
You were evil like that.
I didn't say anything about it because I figured we would find it.
Yeah,
it showed up one day because I remember seeing it. I think the last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks.
Okay,
ago.
did we I probably just blew right by and
no. I think we made I think we joked about it.
Did we joke about it? Yeah, no. I mean, it said Natural Light on it, and I immediately look at it. So I'm looking at it, but then it's got a fucking flamingo on it. No, I just thought. Yeah, I thought maybe it was like we're getting like into the warmer weather, but then I saw strawberry lemonade, and I've done this in the last year or so. Anytime that like. I have a day where I'm like, okay, like I want to have a beer, but I kind of would rather have like a mimosa, but I'm at home. And I still have juice. I've been just going, all right, I'll take a Rolling Rock and whatever juice I have and just cut it like 50-50.
Sure. Beer and juice is good.
Beer and juice is great, and I never really had that
brash
much.
Monkey.
I mean, and I've learned that people also like the red beer a lot, which I can't fucking stand. But the idea, red beer is just mixing tomato juice and beer, like a light beer, like Miller Lite or Coors Light.
But this is.
I don't like Bloody Marys.
If you don't like Bloody Marys, you're not going to like this. Yeah. But if you don't like Bloody Marys, but you still like tomato juice, that's kind of the way to go. It gives you all your nutrients that you need to recoup from the night before, yet the hair of the dog is still inside of it.
I would drink one of those fucking pre-canned ones that we had, though.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Those
I wish those were at more bars.
I have not seen them. Slacky is a big fan of them. Slacky, who's been on the show in the past, he's a huge fan of them. And we were talking about that with another friend of ours at the bar. And I sincerely believe that I could make a Bloody Mary and put it next to that, and you wouldn't be able to tell which one is a Bloody Mary and which one is a pre-mixed malt beverage.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. Oh, so Justin, we talked a little bit about you on your on the break. You said you went down to
North Carolina. Spent time in Durham.
Now, you had told me while you were down there, I don't know if you shared it with Zach as well, but you went to a place that they pretty much made everything they could in-house.
Yeah, it's It's Brew City Burgers and Brewing.
All right. Now you said they made their own sour mix. They made their own
cola. Made their own cola, but I found out the cola was from they made their own syrup, but then they had a soda jet, like one of those. Okay, so they made and carbonized their fucking or carbonated, not carbonized.
Carbonized. I don't know if you should drink that.
Carbonated their own soda. They made their own ketchup, but literally everything that you got on the menu.
Yeah.
You know.
What did you eat there at this?
I had.
This place? Did you go burger?
No, I actually didn't eat any full-on meals there. I got a lot of appetizers. It was they had these peanuts and honey and this other fucking shit that they made.
In shell or out of shell?
Out of shell.
Out of shell?
Yeah, so it was this praline mix of shit. Then
Did they make their own nuts?
Yeah, they made their own nuts.
Oh, fuck. That's a cool place, man.
Had a pretzel there that they made.
Shit.
With their own beer cheese soup. Or bear cheese sauce. Bear cheese soup.
Bear cheese soup.
Bear cheese.
I want bear cheese soup. Somebody make it now.
This
cheese and
horseradish fucking mustard. That was awesome.
Yeah. I love horseradish.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and I've been getting a little bit of a cold coming on today mixed with allergies, so horseradish would really help.
Wasabi too.
Oh, wasabi. Just snort it.
Yeah.
Just clear me up.
Garlic helps.
Garlic is good. Garlic is good just in a spoonful every morning just to fucking help. They say honey and garlic can prevent cancers. Yum. Many cancers.
Many.
I'm sure it can also give you a cancer because everything can give you a cancer.
Yeah.
Now, Zach, you what'd you do the last 2 weeks? Besides beating your meat till it was purple like Justin at his christening, what did you do? What did you do? It was St. Patty's, right? St. Patty's.
Oh, God.
So what did you do, Zach?
I've just played Skyrim and been a good boy.
Been a good boy.
Stayed inside and didn't throw up on the white carpets of my mom's.
No, you didn't do that.
I didn't miss dinner.
No.
Me and James hung out a lot.
Yeah, very cool.
He fixed my guitar. He brought his amp here. We just did a lot of guitar tone research.
That's fun. You guys really nerding out hard on that shit?
Yeah, well, and then we set up a quiet room.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to call it. Whatever. We closed the doors to the
recording room.
To the room.
Yeah.
So and then we ran the speaker wire underneath the doors and everything to record the speaker without having it blow your eardrums loud in the same room as you.
Oh, so is that whole setup so you can play it as loud as you possibly can?
Yeah, that's set up so we can capture a good sound with a microphone on the cabinet.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was just isolating it and having no white noise.
No, it just it isolates you from so I can sit at my desk and twiddle the knobs and have the speaker in another room making a great loud noise.
Fuck yeah. Now, you did, at least one night, you weren't a good boy and you went out to Floods. And this is a great...
Debatable if that happens.
That could have happened. So you messaged me late in the evening one night and you said that I was down in Philadelphia and you said that you ran into my sister at the bar, that you stole her drink and you didn't realize until halfway through it that you were drinking gin and not whiskey.
I also did not realize that was your sister at the time.
And you didn't realize
she
it was
didn't
my
realize...
sister.
Oh, she did recognize...
She recognized
me.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she asked if I knew you.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's your brother?
Yeah.
As soon as she said it, I was like, oh,
Cassie.
yeah.
Old Assy. Good old Assy.
Your brother Assy.
My brother Assy. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, that is confusing. It is my brother Assy, not my sister Cassie. So then I'm over here and you're telling me that story a couple days later, and I message her and I'm like, hey, apparently Zach stole your drink at the bar, and realized 10 minutes later that, you know, he didn't order gin. And Zach and I kind of both went back and forth before she responded, and I was kind of like, shocked that my sister's drinking gin. She's like 23 years old. Like, gin is like a...
She learned it from you, man.
Yeah, she's learning it from me, man. She learned it from me. But yeah, it's gin. It's a weird thing for somebody, like, and a gin and tonic might make sense, but you said it wasn't tonic. So I was curious to find out what the fuck it was, because you said maybe it was like gin and Sprite or something strange mixture.
It was gin, but sweet.
Yeah.
Like, normally gin is dry.
Yeah.
But it was like sweet. It's like gin and ginger ale, mate. I don't know.
Gin and ginger, people do drink gin and ginger. So I messaged her and I'm like, you know, what the hell was that drink? And she just goes, basically, I don't remember floods. It's kind of a blur. Also, I would not order something with gin in it, so he stole somebody else's drink.
But she did look at me. The fucked up part was...
Both of you had ordered
I ordered a drink, and I guess she did too. And she was sitting at the bar, I was sitting behind her talking. They put down a drink in the same glass, in a similar style of glass to which I was drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just grab it. Maybe I'm a dick thinking that they gave me my drink before hers when we ordered at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
You are.
Oh, yeah, okay. But, you know, so I just grabbed the drink, and she looks at me and goes, hey, that's my drink. And just me... so inebriated, and just I guess it was a dick thing that I did. I was just like, no, this is my drink.
Nah,
I like Sunder. You know what I mean? Like, like, no, this is my drink. Like, you're wrong.
So we have a question about the matter.
All right, what's the question about the
matter? But it wasn't.
Well, he asked, was it a drunken mistake or just being an airhead? And he said, never mind. Question.
Yeah, never mind. Question.
You know, and then when I grabbed it, she was like, mine? No. No, and then I walked away. I was like, see you later. So I walked away and I sat for a while just sipping this drink, and then I was just looked up. I was like, this is gin.
This is not what I ordered.
Halfway through it, I was like, this is not Jim Beam and ginger ale.
Not at all. That's a very distinct difference. Very distinct difference. Yeah. No, well, for the last 2 weeks, we did, Alyssa and I did like a little bit of, not crazy traveling, but a decent amount of traveling. We went up to Rhode Island to go get donuts.
Right.
One day, and then we stopped off.
Oh, that is one thing I also did. Duck Donuts, fresh donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Dude, me and you, great, we got our donut game on point right now.
Yeah, dude.
It's phenomenal. But this place, they make, you know, they're fucking half the size of your head. They're basically
There was one that had a pie in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got one that was for Pie Day, and it had literally a miniature apple pie on top of the already delicious donut. Some of them are made with like cereal milk, and like where they saturate the milk in cereal and then like strain it out, and then they make it with that. It's fucking delicious.
I just normally eat dry ass donuts from the gas station, but I guess I'm fucking up.
Dude, fresh donuts are amazing.
You need to drive 4 hours to Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, really, I've never had a bad donut in my life. They're all donuts. Yeah. And if you've got milk or coffee and you can dunk it, you can save it. If you've got milk or coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
Yeah, you can save any donut there.
Yeah.
Save it by dunking.
How long can you save the donut for?
The donuts that we got are almost 2 weeks old, and they're done now. Like, they're done now. Like, I gotta throw them.
Yeah. You didn't eat them all? You went all the way there for fucking... And you didn't eat them all?
All right, we got...
Fuck is wrong with
you? We got a dozen of these donuts that each of them, it would be a meal.
You could have said, hey, guys.
Yeah, you could have said, hey, Zach and Justin.
Yeah, we like donuts.
Yeah.
I could have. I'm a dick. But we've got just a bunch of like halves of donuts in this box because you just go with the knife and you just cut like halves of donuts, and then they just get stale. Either way.
Cuts donuts.
Sorry, Andrew. Andrew in the chat is telling me that it's a sin. It is a sin. It is a sin. But either way, after the donuts, we went down to Connecticut, got some pizza at Mystic Pizza, went to the Mystic Aquarium where they had fucking beluga whales. And I never realized how much I loved beluga whales and that they might be my spirit animal because they're all lumpy and white and just want to be in the water. Yeah. And that literally describes me on one level.
They've got blowholes.
They've got blowholes.
So you want to be in the water?
I want to be in the... Oh, God, if I could live just swimming all of the time, I would do that. I would totally fucking do that. They had beluga whales. They had a touch tank with stingrays, so you just put your hand in and just, like, play with the stingrays.
You just touch stingrays?
Yeah, you can just touch them. Just touch the stingray.
How does that make the stingrays feel?
I don't know. They kept coming up to where we were.
Do they like it?
Is there going to be a Me Too movement?
It. Yeah, it's going to be the We Too for the stingray. It's
We Too?
We Too. But We's got 2 E's because they're small. They're smaller than me. But we did that, and then the following day, Alyssa and I went down to Philly, spent the weekend in Philly over St. Patrick's Day weekend, and we got to see the movie Life. They were headlining, and the opening act was Travis from Piebald. And Piebald is a band that wasn't the episode you were on, right? You guys did Thrice and Brand New.
Yeah.
Thrice and Brand New. And then that would have been Richard. That was at Richard's house. Richard did Piebald.
I don't think I was on that episode. Yeah, I was not on that.
Because their first releases were together. Piebald and Caven kind of released at the same time. And without a backing band, the lead singer of Piebald, it was very, very clear that it was just like a weird art project. And then his band made it a fun, entertaining endeavor.
Right.
Because on his own, he's fucking bizarre. Granted, now he's got these pigtails that go almost down to his waist. Wow. That are just fucking he looks like an old Rastafarian guy now, but he's a former first grade elementary school teacher that was in
black?
a band. No, he's white. He's white, but he's got just these long ponytail. It looks like a Sacagawea look going on,
Yeah.
And then he's got some crazy beard, but it's in the way that an old Rastafarian guy kind of carries himself is the way he's carrying himself.
Yeah, I got the Sacagawea, man.
Yeah. You got a Sacagawea, man?
That wasn't funny, like a sack of weed, but faster action. A Sacagawea.
Oh Lord. Well,
hey boy, how much for that Sacagawea?
Well, while we were in Philly, I started thinking. We went to this place called Mothers, or not Mothers, Tattooed Moms. Tattooed Moms on South Street, and I was in the bathroom, and the whole walls in the bathrooms are all covered with stickers and graffiti and everything. And I was looking at the wall, and I saw these band stickers, so I literally took a picture of it. And I was like, oh,
was this the first time that you were here?
I had never been to Tattooed Moms before.
They still have the mirror in the back.
I'm not sure.
When you're walking back towards that place used to throw me off. I thought it was
a
massive.
mirror all the way, so it looks like it just keeps going and going and going.
But then they have a window to the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, we were sitting in the first room, and I leaned back and looked and kind of was like, wait, how far back does that little hallway go?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hallway, it was a mirror.
It was a mirror,
but I'm in the bathroom, I'm looking, I'm like, there's a lot of bands that I've never heard of that got their stickers all over the place here. So I started looking, and then I mixed that with a couple of local shows that are being promoted on Facebook, and started diving. I'm trying to find bands every week. I'm trying to find different bands that we're gonna have featured. And I mean, because obviously, for the most part, what this show is, since the beginning, our attempt has been to feature local art,
build a community around it,
build a little bit of a community. And like I said earlier, I would not mind in any way if we were a podcast that a bunch of bored-ass musicians on their fucking tour are listening to. That's fucking
it'd be
sweet.
awesome.
So I was like, let me reach out to as many bands as I possibly can. And I mainly stuck to the Philly area.
I think that's a good start.
Honestly,
pretty much everything from up here went down there.
Fucking awesome bands. That you're right. A lot of them are
when the scene started to die, people were like,
we can't make music and play shows consistently.
You can't go to New York because
New York's too fucking expensive for you.
Well, it's too expensive, and then trying to actually find places that'll be like, okay, you can play.
Yeah, Philly is we have a garage over here. You can put on a show. Philly is still
it's a small enough thing that you
Philly's still punk. Philly's still punk.
It pretty much is.
It is.
So
sorry for the clippings, children.
I don't know.
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
I was screaming.
But I reached out to a bunch of different bands and got a lot of responses from people, which was really cool because I've been messaging as many local bands to either the Poconos, Scranton, Lehigh Valley, and none of them really get back to you.
Yeah, it's hard to...
we'd be interested. Let me talk to the guys, and you never hear back from them, you know?
Did you ever hear back from the people that wanted to listen to an episode before we could play?
Yeah, no, like they never. Yeah, there was a band that said let's listen to an episode, and that could mean that they listened and they're like, fuck this like, guy, this is dumb, which I can totally respect. Sure. If they did that, I would have wanted to know just so I could be like, all right, cool, that's why. But it just seemed like, oh yeah, we'll check it out, and then nothing comes of it. So this week, it was the first band that got back to me, but it was, I think, probably like the 10th or 15th band that I had messaged. We are going to be featuring a song from Space Donkey and the Moonbouncers, which is, I think, maybe tied for first or second. Maybe it's in second place in my favorite featured band names that we've had, right next to Chesty Malone and the Slice 'em Ups. That's still.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I was zoning out.
You were zoning out. This band is called Space Donkey and the Moonbouncers.
Space Donkey and the Moonbouncers.
Oh yeah, so Space Donkey.
I must have been zoning out so hard to miss that one, dude.
They are a funk jazz fusion band based in Philadelphia. They consist of 3 members. They formed in 2018. And they say that their music draws inspiration from a wide range of classic and contemporary artists, including the Parliament Funkadelic, David Bowie, Frank Ocean, Bob Marley, Kendrick Lamar, Stevie Wonder, and the music of Jerry Garcia. Not the Grateful Dead. I want to point that out. They do not say the Grateful Dead. They say the music of Jerry Garcia. I think they hate Phil Ish. I think they fucking hate Bob Weir. And they're just like, you know what? I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. Cool. You don't have an ice cream. He's got an ice cream. And that's where they're siding. They side with Ben and Jerry on this.
I like ice cream.
Yeah, me too.
I like it.
But either way, their debut album, or their debut demo EP, actually, is called Space Ass. It was a 7-inch.
Okay.
It was released in April of 2018. And they wrote and recorded it in 4 days' time. So that was another thing that I liked, that they are very... in the same vein of what we like to do, the experimental, the all over the place, and it's definitely a little bit departure from some of the bands that we've gotten in the past. Currently, just a couple of plugs for them. You can find the record Space Ass on Spotify and Bandcamp. Currently, they play around in Philadelphia area. They're recording a new EP that is scheduled for release this summer, and they plan to tour throughout the state, at least in the state of Pennsylvania, sometime this summer. And so keep an eye out for them. You can check them out at Space Donkey Moonbouncers, all one word, Space Donkey Moonbouncers on Instagram, and they can see that for all their release announcements, gig updates, and all of that. But the song, is, what was the song name again? It's called what?
It is
Fuck That Shit?
Fuck That Shit.
Fuck That
Fuck
Shit.
That Shit.
So the song is called Fuck That Shit.
Yeah.
So
here in the vein of Fuck That Shit, Andy says, I don't know, dude, my band just isn't looking for free exposure.
yeah, right? Fuck that, man. I don't want 3 more people to hear me. And the thing is, I'm up front with most of them. I'm like, listen, like online, live, there's like 3 to 10 people listening. But then the video itself is going to get, upwards of maybe 100 hits, and then that's not the main platform for it. It goes out on iTunes and on Stitcher.
I have to look at the stats again. I don't know if people are going through to listen to the music. Like maybe they're just staying for like 15 minutes in total.
Yeah, I haven't looked
through that.
Yeah, I haven't looked through that either. But either way, like this is, again, like we're trying to build a little bit of a community through the online world that we are given here, the way that we used to be able to do it in person. But now
it's almost
utilizing
like a prayer.
This. Yeah.
We want to thank our cybernetic overlords for giving us this online community that you have blessed us with.
You have blessed us.
Yeah, another Natterday. The Church of Natterday Saints.
So, before we just fuck that shit more, let's jump into
fuck that shit hard.
The single Fuck That Shit from Space Donkey and the Moonbouncers out of Philadelphia. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Enjoy.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
All right, we are back.
Holy
that was fucking
shit,
rad.
that was
so fucking fun. Oh my fucking! All right, so honestly, just we've never heard this band before. I've listened to the song, but neither or anybody else in this room never heard it. Justin, what's your first reaction? Like literally, right off the bat.
Same thing that Zach said. I would go see this band.
Right?
Yeah.
That even in a small room, like knowing how like certain like house shows and like basement shows in Philly. That would be like seeing at the church would be fucking fun. Like anything like that, like a smaller, like more intimate venue.
Yeah.
But I kind of would love to see them where we're like the only like 6 people in the room that are interested, and everyone else is just kind of like waiting, and we're just like really fucking
like
dancing
like how
because
good they are.
That song really made me want to fucking dance. Like it definitely.
I need a date for this show because I'm gonna have my dancing shoes on.
Are you gonna have dancing shoes and your dancing pants and everything like that?
Andy says he's a sucker for brass.
He's a real sucker for brass. Now. They list in their credits that they're consisted of a rapper, a bassist, and a guitarist.
A rapper?
A rapper. The one guy it says rapper. Let me see exactly what else it said. Guitarist, rapper. So there's 2 guitarists.
So they make rap music too?
Yeah. So they're our brethren. They don't even realize. So that's what I'm saying. Like looking at like what they do, and that song, fuck that shit. The one line, went to the store. They didn't have any asparagus. Ethan, you were stepped aside for that moment, but that's literally a lot. He just starts shouting. They're saying things like, I lost $100 yesterday. Yo, fuck that shit. Yeah. That was fucking awesome. Yeah. So a big thanks to the guys from Space Donkey and the Moonbouncers.
If you get a chance, go see them.
Which one is Space Donkey?
I was just going to ask if you could let us know which one of you motherfuckers is Space Donkey and who are the Moonbouncers. We would really appreciate that.
You're right, Andy.
What's Andy saying
over here?
He says
that song could use some viral meme marketing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe the phrase "fuck that shit" would work for it.
Yeah,
that would be good. That'd be good.
I think so.
Now, this week, as always, since the beginning of the second season, and forever until we decide to change formats, we wrote another song. We wrote another song. Now, it is officially spring.
Yes.
It does not feel that way today.
No, it was cold.
I'm having allergies and a cold fight each other. So it's that weird time of the year where like 3 days ago it was kind of nice, a week and a half ago there were a couple nice days,
or
but
it's
in between
nice for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. And I'm inside for those, and I think it's nice. And I go outside in just a hoodie, and you're like, oh fuck, it's like 4 degrees now for some reason. And it's also the time of the year where we had a 60 or 70 degree day, so 30 degrees feels like fucking 30 degrees again. Like it actually is to the bone. Yep. So that fucking sucks, but it is spring. Right. And it's right around the corner. We're going to be getting into warm weather. Yeah. And we've got the next 5-6 weeks that we're going to be doing shows straight up until May, where we're going to take a month break. So to kick off this kind of chunk of it all, during the winter, we did a lot of more downtrodden, heavier things, and I'm sure we're not going to step too far away from heavy, but we went a little bit more with an upbeat feel for a song this week. Since Ethan agreed to come on a few weeks ago, I suggested we go.
We coerced him into it.
Oh, we forced and coerced. He's tied down. He is tied down to a rolly chair. I've cut off his pinky, and I'm sending it to his father so he knows that we're not fucking around. You need help. He needs a ride home is basically what we're saying. We're getting him real messed up and cutting off his fingers. And we're not going to untape him. If anybody could, come save Ethan.
Save all of us.
Save all of us. I'm holding these guys all fucking hostage. Again, well, actually, in their own will, but it's still hostage. It's
You've held me hostage in my own home for too long.
It's like being tied down.
Too long, yes. So we went with a ska song. Ethan, your history in music playing personally has a lot rooted in ska, right?
Yep. Yeah, first band in high school, Fat Matt and the Moochers.
Fat Matt and the motherfucking Moochers.
Played bass.
Yeah,
it's a good name.
And you picked up the bass before, and you're like, oh, I can remember fucking riffs that we used to play.
I still know most of the songs on bass.
And then Zach said, I don't remember the riff I just recorded 30 seconds ago. True statement.
I can't, I just.
It comes out.
It really pains me when we're gonna have to go back and relearn all the Brunch songs for the next show.
Anything I'm gonna lose too.
I'm gonna lose my mind, sitting there trying to learn what I did and not being able to do it.
Especially because you don't like to do things for really any reason other than you decided to do them that way. In that time and space, you went, this is the idea I have, I'm going with this. The brunch songs more, you worked on them a little bit more. But thinking of going back and learning any of the songs we've done in the last 16 episodes.
I can't even remember some of these songs at all.
We did a couple, we went back and actually listened to the one that Megan was on. Yeah. Bless you. And I totally forgot that song happened. I'm like, I know Megan's on a song, but I could not figure it out.
I've been listening to it. You know what I mean? And same thing with the last week, the last song that we did. Like, I've listened to that so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a song that I'm now continually is within my, playlist.
Yeah. And we are slowly going to get all of the songs that we've done, released individually. Yes. And we did that with the 11-minute and 7-second end song to the winter, which still, like you said, it's in my fucking playlist in my head. It's just like on repeat. Megan's joined. She said nice. Nice. I'm assuming she said nice to the fact that I forgot about the song that we recorded. And you're welcome.
Yeah, it was a sarcastic nice.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Nice Kyle.
Nice Kyle. Way to be a good guy. Way to be a good friend.
Andy says, while you have him captive, talk about his lip ring days.
Oh,
and dude, when he quit Fat Matt and joined Skazizzle.
Skazizzle. Oh,
I was devastated.
You were devastated. Andy was a real fanboy of yours from a real young age.
Loves ska.
He was obsessed with ska and you personally.
Yeah. Loves me.
He loves you. He's got pairs of your underpants. Pairs of them.
Probably.
Multiple. Shirts of yours.
Stayed at my house for almost
socks.
A month.
He's the one that steals all those socks you can't find. He just sneaks up from wherever he is.
And jerks off in them.
Comes down.
Don't ever put on a pair of dirty socks. Someone may or may not have jerked off in them.
He agreed that he does. He just said he does. But yeah, Fat Matt. Oh, we got
D's Knees Channel.
D's Knee Channel joined, saying Fat Matt and the Moochers were good times. Good times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is, but they enjoyed it. So you played the bass in that.
Yes.
So that was in high school. Then you did join Skazizzle, which was another band.
Yes.
Do you remember any of those songs?
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the titles?
Yeah, they were mostly
girl-driven songs, gibberish songs.
The Perfect Red Elephant was one of our songs.
Okay. That's no meaning behind it.
Chillin'. We had a song called Chillin'.
Just Chillin'?
Yeah, that was a good song. Kitty Litter.
Kitty Litter.
That was an instrumental.
Were you just looking around the room at that point and going, Kitty Litter's over there?
We had a song, yes.
Is that why you have your album pile of shoes in the corner? Is that why you have that album?
Our hit album.
Yeah. That's not an album.
Well, I
That's
remember
my greatest hits album.
One of my favorite ideas I've ever heard anybody present to me that never happened.
They're still on MySpace.
They are.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, the idea was for Fat Matt and the Moochers to release an album that was going to be called Fat Matt and the Moochers Live in Bushkill.
Yeah.
But it was going to be read as Live in Bushkill, but it was just Live in Bushkill, and I've had that cross my mind so many times. Like, one day I'm going to release an album that's just called like Kyle Mocha or whatever the band. It had to be plural for it to work.
The Kyle Mochas.
The Kyle's Mocha. The Kyle's Mocha. The multiple Kyle's Mocha. Live in East Stroudsburg or whatever it is, but live in East. And then you listen to it, you go, this isn't a fucking live album. What the hell? And I enjoyed the goofiness of that. And that was an element and what I was really drawn to with ska. And the reason that this time of year, when it starts to get warmer, ska and pop punk and band, like I always play Homegrown one of these days.
Driving around with the windows down.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Or walking around with the windows down if you can't drive. You gotta be sensitive to all people and their situations,
James has asked if we figured out why North became a ska school and South became a hardcore school.
Oh, did we figure out why?
Yeah.
Because we had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We just all had more of a sense of humor, and they were East Strongsburg. They had history up there. We had nothing, and none of it mattered.
Wait, which one did Steve go to?
Steve went to South.
That's
Steve
the hardcore school.
Yeah, that was the hardcore school.
All right.
I
can see it.
But we were more on the pop punk, goofy ska. Like most of the people that made bands, James was not wrong. Like that was a very clear divide, and you would go to
went
Toast.
to North, right? When I was in high school, they didn't have the split didn't happen yet, so it was. I had like a 40-minute fucking ride into school.
Yeah.
Like a 2-hour ride, whatever the fuck it took.
See, the funny thing is I had a 45-minute or 55-minute ride from Saw Creek to JTL. I remember in elementary or in junior high, and then when we went north, it literally only cut the trip shorter by maybe 15 minutes, and crazy. It was so much closer. But it's still a bus driving up Bushkill Falls Road behind 20 other fucking buses. Yeah. And hilarious people in our high school did things like the Operation Slowdown, where they would make sure that they got in front of the first bus and went the speed limit all the way to and like into school and out of school, so everybody realized how slow you really have to drive on that road to go the speed limit. And it was just assholes that got tickets for speeding. They're like, fine, fuck you. We're going to be in front of everybody, and we're going to go 35 miles an hour in front of the whole school. All the way down. So yeah, I think we just had a better sense of humor up there. We were more secluded in the woods. The internet might have existed, but we didn't really have much cell phone service or anything
you
like
weren't
that.
Getting shit up there, dude. It took forever for them to get cable and shit like that.
Like we couldn't even get like delivery pizza and shit like that.
I couldn't even tell you where that school is.
It's literally Bushkill Falls Road, just straight halfway up to 402. Between 209 and 402, it's just directly in between.
You basically take 209 all the way out until you make a fucking left.
Yeah, at the old, there used to be, there's like a little general store.
It used to be Turns General Store.
Yeah, it's before you hit the straightaway all the way up to Milford.
Hey, but be honest, I have not spent much time in that area ever.
It's a weird fucking area.
Then we would have known you earlier. Yeah. So, either way, back to the song. We wrote a...
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
That's what we were talking about. We wrote a ska song. So, Zach, you...
I was accused of being a ska hater.
I did. Mark Millered him.
You
dude.
did?
I was like, I put this list together and I named it Zach in all caps. And was just like, I'm going to put honestly, I was like, I'm going to put the songs that I like the most, that most people that hate ska are like, fuck that song, fuck that song, fuck that song, fuck that song. So I put a list together, and you were just like, I literally have a Streetlight Manifesto tattoo. I like ska. And I was like, you do. So, I thought this was going to be more of the kind of the three of us going like, okay, like this would be like, and Zach is going, fuck you. Once I'm done, I'm going to fuck this whole song up, and you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be great. Yeah, just like add whatever. And then when I got here, you had already, as usual, started working on everything, and you had kind of the basis for the song. And
now, as a ska fan,
yes,
I've never made much of it. I've enjoyed it a whole lot, listening to it and going to shows, but I never really was a ska musician.
Yeah.
So I didn't play that.
See, I'm kind of in the same boat. I love ska. I was in a ska band for one afternoon with our super producer EJ5000. Yeah. He was the guitar player. I was the bassist because he said, "Hey, do you want to play bass?" It featured Mike Frugielli, who was in one of the featured bands months back, the Stone Cold Killers, that band from Pittsburgh. He was in that we featured. He was in that band, but he was a trumpet player, trombone player, something like that. And I tried to play bass in a ska band for one afternoon and was like, "Fuck this! I can't move that quickly. Yeah. That is intense." And I think that's something that Justin, like you said at one point, you're like, ska's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing.
You gotta be talented.
Yeah,
it makes sense that most of
a lot of that
ska bands are made up of bando guys. They're just people that were in band. Like in high school.
there was one part in here where I was just like, I don't know what you got. Like, I don't know what the part needs.
Yeah. That's when Ethan jumped behind the drum set and tried to throw something in there too. You've been diddling with Keith's old set there. Yeah.
You sold it to me.
I sold it to you. Yeah. I sold a bunch of stuff of Keith's to people to make up for money that I was owed.
Still probably owes you some, right?
Yeah, who knows? He's my brother and I love him, but yeah. But so
he doesn't listen to this at all.
I'm not giving you any money for the shit that I got from Keith.
I'm not asking for it. Not anymore. Then I was asking for it. So all of us kind of contributed in our own ways. Ethan, you wrote did the bass parts. Mm-hmm. And you did a little bit of the drumming there. Yep. Justin, you were drumming. Zach, you did a shitload on this song. You have not just the guitar work that you usually do, but the fact that it is a ska song, so it is like the upbeat on the ska, like that, the cleaner part, and then you're gonna have like the heavier part, and you then threw in your love of obviously metal into there as well, and it reminds me of like the Real Big Fish or Less Than Jake moments where they would just go fucking nuts and just cheese it up on those solos, and it really fucking fit. But the thing that impressed me the most with the entire recording is at one point Zach, who's got what, like how many is it, 1 octave? The
25 keys.
25 key keyboard. It just fucking starts going crazy, and you'll hear part of it, some of it, most of it left it.
The piano part, yeah.
It is. I'm
finally getting comfortable.
So fucking good, and I am so excited for more songs with that on there, especially going into this time of year where adding keyboards to something can just make it, like Justin, you threw a suggestion to Zach at one point of just kind of that Jerry Lee Lewis like type of thing, and he threw it in there and did his own.
That's in the same vein for all that old piano shit.
And it just fits, and it adds, and there was one part that you added something in and you just went, everyone just smiled when I did that, or when Ethan
that tiny bass
little bass lick there, and it's something, it's infectious, and I think people that don't like ska don't like to have fun. That they don't like to enjoy themselves, and I'm insulting probably at least 3 people in the chat right now, but that's my opinion. Now, Zach, as always, we recorded the song, I added the vocals, and then we left you alone to kind of just go off and mix it, master it.
It's now 22 minutes.
How long is the song?
5
minutes. All right. Okay, that's not too bad. Are there any? Is it James-O? Yeah, James-O. Hey, Kyle, huff a dong. Yep, see? You don't like fun. You don't like fun. Because if you like fun, you know that I'm really bad at huffing dongs. Hardcore. You know I'm really bad at huffing dongs, and you wouldn't want me to huff a dong, because that wouldn't be fun for anybody.
Andy is excited for this
Is
song.
That one of
Andy's excited. Good.
Harry Potter?
Huff a dong right now.
Huff a dong. Yeah. I put the hat on, and I got huff a dong.
Preston's having a hard time beating Sekiro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Sorry, Preston.
Yeah.
Get good.
Sorry for you.
Yeah.
All right, so this song, which lyrically, it's up to you. You listen to the lyrics, see what you think it's about. We'll talk about that when we get back. But it's about 5 minutes or so. Zach, you put some artwork together?
That's the new thing. I'm also...
While we record,
making life harder. I'm also going to be photoshopping album covers during the recording process.
Yes.
Single covers.
Single covers, not album covers. Single slips.
Is it
single?
Yeah, it's
covers,
for specific.
For each individual song. Yeah. All right. So this song is called "Stand On."
Stand on.
Stand on.
Stand on.
No relation to Randon. Randon. Yeah. All right. So this is "Stand On," our Brunch Weekly original single in the wonderful vein of ska. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. See you shortly.
Yeah.
If you need more proof, don't push too hard, oh, you'll set me off. Oh, the edge I'm leaning, I'm about to blow my top. You don't wanna try, you don't wanna move, don't do anything till you see what I can do. Oh, don't wanna up you right. Don't get me wrong, you won't like me then. Don't get me fired up, it won't end with the wind. Oh, I'm a stubborn ass, and you're right in my class. We're a rock beat in a rock, you're me, my foot in your ass.
All right.
Wow. Yeah.
So really like 4 minutes long. And then, what the hell? So what'd you do at the end there? What the fuck? I mean, that like one part, you threw in the vocals, the scream that I did in the beginning, pitch shifted it backwards. Yeah. You like the end better than the rest of the song? That's what you like?
Yeah. That's far better than
everything else.
No,
that's so much better. Well,
it was all incredible, I think.
Reaction from the audience immediately. Mr. Andrew Moose over here. It looks like he enjoyed the line, stubborn ass, you're in my class. Thank you. I enjoyed that too.
Also said thank you for the outro. We didn't have to do that.
Yes, you did it.
Zach?
That's on Zach.
Yeah. No, I had
that's by
to.
Zach for
Zach's
you.
present to everybody out there.
He really liked it.
That was killer.
Moose really liked it, so
I've
that's
been getting
good.
into some breakbeat. Well, we didn't talk about it, but stable tapeworms on my penis.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh God. Maybe we'll talk about. We'll go into it on a later episode. Maybe we'll make a breakcore song.
Okay. All right, I'm down with that.
I'm definitely down with it. We also have Disney Channel. Now, I said before, I didn't know who it was. Jameso told me to huff and dong, and then this person said, I'm Huff, and I didn't get it at first. Yeah. And then someone said, Stan Dong, and he said, not Stan Dong, but Jacob Huff. So we have Jacob Huff joining us as well. Jacob Huff is an old friend that was a bass player for the wonderful local ska band Slightly Askew. Still is, I believe, still playing. I don't know, Jacob, you play? I don't know. I don't know what you guys do.
It's been a while.
But he said, nice job. Sounds great. Thank you very much. Coming from you, that definitely means something. And
Kyle, your singing's maturing.
Singing's maturing. I think I'm just sick. I'm just sick today. So yeah. I've got Phoebe syndrome right now. You know, where Phoebe got sick and her voice sounded fucking phenomenal. You did ask me this
before, and I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, you don't remember that? Yeah, no, it's a great where she's like, smelly cat, smelly cat. What? And then she loses her sickness, and Monica gets it. So she starts licking everything Monica touches, trying to get the sickness back, but she can't. She can't.
I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, it's a weird episode. But either way, so that was
the one
our
Phoebe
ska song, our ska, our venture into the world of ska. Now, I said before we went, I think we did. I think we did a really good job.
Yeah, it was good.
I need to hear it not on. It sounds like shit through what we're listening to
on little headphones.
There's just like a loss in like when I listen to it back.
It might be because it's split. You know
it's because like the splitter and I'm not getting the full signal. Like it's just I can't hear it the way I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Well,
because they all sound the minute I hear them on the show, I'm like, God, that sounds like shit. Like the fidelity. Okay. And then I listen to them back on my, a Bluetooth speaker or other headphones or like.
But while we're listening to it on the show.
Yeah, while we're listening to it on the show, the fidelity always sounds like garbage. And then I listen to it back, I'm like, oh,
hopefully
it
everybody's driving in their car right now.
Andy agrees. He says it sounds a little compressed through the podcast for sure.
Sure. I mean, it's from the bit rates. You know what I mean? Like, having to do
I don't, but I'll pretend to do.
That's why us uploading the actual music, like getting
helps
a video out.
Yeah, it definitely helps it out. Now, I said before we went to the song that I wanted you to listen to the lyrics and to kind of see what you thought the song was about. Now, originally, I had a little bit of an altercation at the bar where I just kind of had to stand your ground as a bartender and just listen to somebody who was shouting and upset and just kind of like, all right. And it got me thinking about all of the times that people in bars especially local neighborhood redneck dive bars they'll get real big, like they'll get real big and they'll like talk tough to their buddy about the other guy, and then the other guy comes in and it's in a handshake and hey, how you doing and everything like that. And sometimes that's the mature right way to go, and other times it's just people just like to talk shit. So originally most of these lyrics were just about two guys sitting at a bar that are just kind of like, I'm gonna stand my ground on this and you're gonna stand your ground on that, we're just gonna go head to head, and from my standpoint I'm gonna put my fucking foot in your ass at the end of all of this, and fuck you, I'm gonna come out on top. But then, Zach, I think, while we were recording, asked, is this about rough sex? Yeah. And I was like, no. And I told him what it was about. And then I went and read over the lyrics, thinking, is this song about rough sex? So the lyrics are, I'm not going to budge, I'm not going to move, I'm sticking to my guns, press me if you need more proof. So far, I think it's on the where I'm going. Don't push too hard or you'll set me off. Over the edge I'm leaning, about to blow my top. Immediately, I think this song is about... It's not about rough sex. Ethan, you pointed out, it's about premature ejaculation.
Sounds like it,
It really does. And then the chorus is, you don't want to try, you don't want to move, don't do anything till you see what I can do.
It's premature.
I don't want to fight. I just want a peaceful night. But when pushing comes to shoving, I'm a push and shove you, right?
That's why I thought the rough stuff.
Yeah, you thought I was going to say...
I'm a push and shove you.
You thought I was going to push and shove in tight was going to be the way...
No. It was... No, because I'm the push and shove and type.
Push and shove and type. Oh, that would have been better. That would have been better than what I wrote. And then after that, it kind of gets a little dark. I've said my 2 cents, or I've said my part, put in my 2 cents. Ain't worth complaining because there's no one listening in. Ain't gonna start to see the new way until you show your cards. I'm not willing to pay or play. That's kind of But then don't get me riled. You won't like me then. Don't get me fired up. It won't end in a win. I'm a stubborn ass. You're right in my class. We're a rock meeting a rock. You're meeting my foot in your ass.
That's sexual.
That's some sexual shit right there. Yeah. So now it leads
I believe
me to
that wasn't the original line, and then you sang it. And I just stopped it. I was just like, no, say you're going to put your foot in the ass.
Yeah, originally it was we're a rock meeting a rock, a hard place in a hard place. And you're like, why don't you just say putting foot in your ass? Yeah. And that's what we did. That's what we did. So Zach helped push us into that a little bit.
I helped push the foot in the ass.
He helped push that foot right up in that ass.
Jameso says BDS Mocha.
BDS Mocha, that's what it is. It is. Yeah. What's that? What's the audio stuff? I should just start reading these lyrics. ASMRDIIMDB.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do all of that. I can do all that. All right, so Ethan.
Yes.
You're our special guest.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Special.
Yes.
You're special. We've already talked to you a bit about your history of music and everything. Now, what is your history with cookies?
Cookies?
What are you a fan of in the cookie world?
Oh, I like double stuffed Oreos.
Double stuffed Oreos?
Yeah.
I like the Samoas. Is that
Samoas?
what they are?
Oh,
the Girl
yeah,
Scout
the Girl
cookies.
Scout cookies. Now, sadly, I do not have Samoas here with me today. For you guys. For me, it's not sad because I think they're disgusting. But what I do have, what we're going to be doing right here, and it's going to be some more of that ASMR IMDb for you guys listening at home. I have with me 2 different types of Girl Scout cookies. Okay. I have the Tagalongs, which are the chocolate peanut butter cookie covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
And then I have the Thin Mints, which everybody knows what the Thin Mints are.
Right.
Now, both of these are exactly the same, except for 1 box of each is from last year, and 1 box is literally delivered like a week ago.
Okay.
Now, I just want to see, what your impression of the cookie. And I'm going to pass the first one around. Take your cookie. Give it a taste. What your impression of the cookie is just as a cookie, not knowing whether it is or is not.
It looks like a cookie.
A good new one or a year old. So far, visually looks like a cookie.
Yeah.
Looks like a cookie. All right, so I'm going to grab one as well.
As I remember.
All right, so would you think, looking at this cookie, would you think this is a year old that's been sitting in a box in storage, or do you think this is more of a brand new one?
Couldn't tell, dude.
Couldn't tell, right?
I couldn't tell.
Could not tell.
I have no idea.
All right, so take your bite, and let's see.
That's fresh. It's gotta be fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah, fresh.
I think so.
I mean, I'll wait to tell you my
But that is
final
a good
answer.
cookie, right?
Yeah, it's good. But I'll wait until we taste the other one.
Now, my original thought here was that these 2 cookies, not only are they ones that I have year-old ones and fresh ones, but they are both, since they are chocolate covered, they are the ones that are probably going to spoil quicker,
Maybe.
right? They're the ones that are not going to maybe hold up as long. They might melt.
Yeah.
Something might,
Milk
it's milk.
chocolate.
It's milk chocolate, so you never know. Now I'm going to pass around the second one here, so you can look at it, and immediately I can tell just a slight visual difference on the back of them. If you
This is gotta be the old one.
I'm passing around.
On visual,
I think this is the fresh one.
This is for sure the old one.
You think that's for sure the old one? All right.
That's for sure the old one.
Take your bite.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the old one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's still
It's crunchier.
good.
It's still good.
All right. Now, the first one I pass around to you is the year-old one.
Really?
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Damn it. I was
The
right.
first one I pass around.
Damn.
So they are crunchier when you get them right off the bat, right? So they have sogged a little bit over the year.
Yeah.
Now,
They're both good.
they're both delicious. They're both delicious. Those are the new ones right there.
I'd like to try them in another year.
In another year.
See how
I
soft they
think
get.
I might have a box that I can sit for 3 years and we can come back and revisit this.
It's like fine wine, right?
Now, eating either of these, does it make any real difference besides there's a little bit of like a softness in the first one?
If they were in the same pack, I wouldn't notice a difference, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that? How is this? How is that thing more prominent on those though?
I think they just don't make them the same. I think it's just
Yeah, I
slightly
think that
different
might be.
make. Like this just looks like they were sitting on like a certain,
I think if anything, if
pattern
you look on, if
in
you
the
look on the
factory.
bottom of that, it looks like the
I
pattern
don't
of
know.
the.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try another one.
You're going to have to try another
Yeah.
one. All right. So those were the tagalongs. Those are the wonderful chocolate peanut butter covered tagalongs.
Yeah, I'll take one of those too.
All right. So now,
Thank you.
I'm going to open up the second box that we have here. You can keep them over there.
All right.
I'm saying these are all going to be staying here anyway. So now we're going to pass around the first of the Thin Mints. Pass that around.
Dude, I was so mad at myself.
On St. Patty's Day parade?
Parade day, I bought a box of Thin Mints.
Yeah.
And I ate one
We'd
sleeve,
be rich then.
and then I couldn't eat anymore.
And you gave them away, right?
And I gave them to Omar.
Oh, you did give them to Omar.
It was warm, and I had a suit on, and they were in my suit jacket.
So you can leave those over there. I got another sleeve of them.
And I didn't want to, like, destroy my suit jacket.
You didn't want to destroy it?
Smelted.
How many boxes did you buy on St. Patty's?
One.
Just one? It is kind of a new tradition in the last, like, couple of years. They sell them on the street. You're drunk. It just makes sense. You know, they get mad.
Wait, what was this? I'm sorry.
The Girl Scout cookies, being able to buy them at the parade. They get mad in Colorado or states where you can sell weed legally for them to set up outside of a dispensary. I think those kids are just learning how to be entrepreneurs.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's fucking smart.
At least it's the parents like, fuck yeah, I'll sell cookies, fuck it, whatever.
And if we can... you know, do that at a parade, why can't you fucking do that? Because you just got a majority of the people just drunk off their fucking minds going, oh, mint cookies.
Isn't it the end of all that shit, though? When did they first come out?
They start local. They break it up. There's basically 50 regions or whatever for the states, and each state gets like a 2-week span. Okay. So they were, I mean, it kind of gets extended, but they have a 2-week span that they're officially like selling them. For our region, I believe that it was like middle of like February into the beginning of March, or maybe just middle of February, something like that. So they had them.
So they're trying to offload all that shit.
So they're trying to offload it because there are certain troops, I guess, that are the ones that are like the stockpile of all the cookies. Mm-hmm. So not every troop gets cookies, but one troop in the region will get like 1,000 boxes of each cookie.
They rotate that shit?
And then they I guess they do, but it's been mostly the same people like locally for a while because nobody else wants to take on the responsibility or has the space, I guess, to save thousands and thousands. You can't eat them, though. That's the problem.
How much will I owe if I eat them all?
All right, so we each got Thin Mint. I don't know if any of you have bitten into this one yet, but I'm going to take my bite.
Ate one already.
Ate one already?
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to eat it, so.
See, I'm not just taking a bite.
Okay, now immediately,
that
feels sandier than usual. Like, it crumbled down to more.
So does that make you think it's older or newer?
That makes me think it's older.
Older? Now, as far as the
chocolate... I did have two stick together, so it could be older.
Yeah. That could be. That could just be what happens, though.
Could be.
Now, do you think any difference on, like, the chocolate we use? I mean, because you had some of these the other day. Is there any difference in the chocolate taste that you remember?
Thank you.
And visually, they are pretty similar. Like, there isn't much of a difference between the two.
The taste is pretty...
Yeah, it's not like nothing's spoiling. So maybe there isn't any milk in these. I haven't really looked into it.
No, it's probably just powdered.
Yeah, just powdered milk.
These look like dark chocolate, so...
They look dark chocolate? All right, so I'm going to go to the second one. That's almost exactly the same fucking thing.
It's got
I got like no mint on that.
I got the opposite. I got more mint on the second bite.
You got more? I think I definitely
the first one I had way more mint.
The first one I definitely felt more mint. This felt crisper. This felt like more crisp. Not like you said the last one was kind of sandy or like a weird crumbly.
Like I have no mint flavor at all.
Really?
Maybe it's just a fucked up cookie.
No, I mean that was definitely after eating 2 of the one off the most recent box that we just opened. It has diluted the mint taste in my mouth. So that first one definitely tasted way more minty to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you still have the batch of the first
second
one? That's the first one or the second one?
This is box B.
Box B? Can you hand me box A? Yes. I want to try that again.
I'm saying the second one is the new one.
I think the first one's a new one. But I don't know, maybe as it sits, it has a more minty flavor. I don't know.
I definitely think...
Is that the first one?
This is the second one.
Let me get that first one.
Yeah, this is the first one.
I'm not usually a Thin Mint eater, so I don't know what they're supposed to taste like.
This is my favorite cookie.
They're amazing. They're amazing. And they're a really good shot to do as well.
The first one?
You have to try another one. There's no mint.
Yeah, no, I just did that. I just went back to it. So the first one definitely has a more...
This is the second one in my hand.
That's the first one.
No, we fucked up.
No, that's the first one, because Kyle asked for the first one. Box A.
Yes, I asked for box A and then I gave it to you. All right, so
let me get another box.
Justin? What is it? You're saying it's more minty on the first one. What do you think it is overall? What do you think the first one?
I think the first one is the fresh one.
First one's fresh. Second one's old. Mm-hmm. Ethan, what are you thinking? Not being a big fan of these, not having eaten them a lot in the past, is there any real difference to you just eating one than the other?
I mean, the second box seemed less minty, but my mouth could have just been desensitized.
Exactly.
From the first two cookies that I ate. It's hard to say, but I guess if I was basing it off, which one would probably be more minty?
Yeah.
If it were fresh, I guess box A is
You think so?
the new one.
New and then old was B.
Yeah.
Zach, what are you going?
I'm picking the opposite. I'm saying new is B.
But I was wrong before, so...
Yeah. And you're wrong again. Zach's right. Zach's right. So it gets... I do think... Maybe it was because we ate it first, and then it desensitized you a little bit.
It also makes sense as it sits.
It sits. I think it saturates the cookie more. And I think that's where you're getting kind of the sandier taste
Flavors
into it.
come out.
And everything just kind of
I think I like the first one better.
Yeah. I'll sell this to you for $18. I got a whole sleeve left here for you. I got a whole sleeve. All right.
I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to talk to some people.
Yeah, talk to some people. You should talk to some people about it. All right.
Talk to your gynecologist.
I wanted, before we wrap up for the episode, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Something that crossed my mind, kind of like a shower thoughts type of thing. I don't know if you're on Reddit, you see like shower thoughts.
Oh, bud.
Oh, yeah. So,
bud.
My thought that I had the other day is, how long do you think it was between the first proper use and assignment of the word bitch to a dog? Bitch is officially a female dog. How long do you think it took from the first time somebody went, oh, it's a female dog, we call that bitch, to the time that it took somebody to call a female human woman a bitch? How long do you think that existed?
So the dog came first?
I'm assuming the dog came first, right?
I don't know.
Maybe if that's the proper, or do you think that it's the? I didn't even think about that side.
Maybe it was just one of those things where bitch always referred to it like it was always towards a woman.
Yeah, and then they just
and maybe somebody was just like,
oh,
look
dog.
at this bitch talking about the dog, like slang
so
almost.
The other way around. Okay, all right.
Maybe.
See that kind of throws a hook into it, but I do have a second version of this question.
Okay.
Just in case something got messed up, just in case something got messed up. The other version would be the same exact thing, but except for the official correct use of the word pencil and using it to mean penis. How long do you think pencils existed?
Immediately.
Yeah. Like within days, hours?
Well, that you see...
Do you think somebody put a number 2 pencil in their hand and they just went? Look
no, it was some drunk dude that got thrown out, and they just started using pencils, and he's like, just throws it out there.
It looks like a dick in your hand. Yeah. What are you thinking?
There's people are always saying that everything looks like a dick. No, the truth is, a dick just happens to look like everything. It's just a common shape in nature,
it's a straight,
and it's a useful. Common shape. So don't feel special. Don't think that they made that shit to look like a dick because it was a joke. No, your dick looks like that because it's a shape that performs a function that is necessary in nature.
If dicks were circle shaped, every time you saw a circle, like you would throw a rock into a pond and go, look at all the dicks.
Yeah,
look at all the dicks.
Those rippling dicks.
So people get caught up, but maybe take some pride in thinking that things aren't shaped like your dick. Your dick is a product of nature.
That is true. Yeah, your dick is a product of nature. So is immaturity. So how long? So Zach, you're saying immediately the invention of the pencil, even like with anything else.
Well, yeah, because there were shapes like that before.
Yeah,
like you saw a tall tree with no branches, you'd be like, I look like my dick. You'd be capable of, no.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I got a big tree for her.
The German word for snake is Schlange.
Schlange.
You know what I learned when I was in Germany?
That's where they got Schlange from.
That's the sign of Schlange in my Underhosen.
What?
That means there's a little snake in my underwear. And that's what I learned when I went to Germany when I was 14.
That's the only thing.
If that's the only thing you learned there, you learned enough.
Did it get you by it?
Did anybody try to see your little
drinks in
snake?
every bar.
Ooh. Do you get little snakes in every bar?
Yeah.
In Germany, you do.
Yeah.
In Germany, it's small dick towns. Some small dick towns up there. Bavarian. They make their pretzel rods.
Yeah.
Pretzel rods.
Pretzel rods. How long did that take before they were like, that looks like a dick?
I just said it and immediately thought of a dick. So,
the whole end of the show is going to be dick jokes.
It's just all dick jokes.
I saw the sleeve of Thin Mints and I said, man, looks like my dick.
Looks like my dick. Especially because it's a third of the way gone.
Yeah. Well, now after we've eaten all these cookies, that's what my
but just one of these cookies on its own looks like a dick if dicks were circles.
What?
Oh.
Dude, you wake up in
this
an
looks like you're looking at a dick
dicks
head on right
Yeah.
here. It looks like you're just square up at a dick, right? Circles are dicks. If you look right at the head of a dick when it's erect shape, right in your fucking face, right before you mouth it,
big, thick
it's
dick.
Just a circle. Maybe that's how people get through sucking a dick. They're like, that's just a circle, and out, right in. They're like, that's a long fucking circle. Think that's what happens?
They don't say that to me.
They don't.
They don't say what a long circle you have.
I pride myself in the long circle
what a
that
short
I have.
Bavarian circle.
Oh, look at that little.
It's like the BMW emblem.
Weird. Sectioned off like that and everything.
White, black, and blue.
I thought it was purple.
Because it beat it so hard.
White, black, and blue, and because you're white. I get it. I get it.
Dong.
BMW does stand for beating my wang, right? So that makes sense. That adds up. All right. Well, before we go way too far down this rabbit hole, I'm going to plug a couple of things that we should always plug. Plugging my butt, Ethan's butt, Zach's butt. Justin, you're good. You're already plugged.
Thanks, dude.
But I want to give a big shout out to everybody over at Moot.tv. As mentioned earlier, our super producer, EJ5000, the guys over at the podcast. Let me ask you a question. And the wonderful White Wasabi periodically throwing up different episodes there. You can check our show out if you, if you're listening to this, you already are. But we're released on iTunes along with their shows on every Monday.
Moot Monday.
Moot Mondays on iTunes and Stitcher. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Mr. Ethan Jiorle for joining us this week and helping us write a nice little ska-style song, eat some cookies, hang out and bullshit.
I think those were actually my first Thin Mints.
Really?
Possibly. I'm not a huge mint chocolate, mint chocolate
We
chip.
just broke records that we're setting. I love it.
I'll do a York peppermint patty.
Yeah?
But
I do like a York peppermint patty. I might like a York peppermint patty over those.
of those.
I could eat at least 3,000.
I love them.
All right. And as always, a big thank you to Mr. Justin Olampena for helping put everything together here for us.
You're welcome, man.
And Mr. Zachary.
Fuck you, I love Thin Mints.
Stormin'. Fuck you, I love Thin Mints. Stormin'. And for Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I am Kyle Mocha. Tune in next week when we're going to have Jason Swanman Cobb on, talking about all the wonderful swan hunting he does and bringing on
are we doing a Led
swan
Zeppelin
jerky. Yeah, we're going to do a Led Zeppelin song in the version of Swan Song.
Okay.
But it's in the vein of Swan Song. So get your bottom ready. Get your bottom and your bottoms. Get them ready. Put your bonnet on. Get your bottom tightened up and get ready for your bottom drums.
Okay.
I don't know anything else that kind of sounds like bottom.
No one knows. He's the man.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to be back next week live at 9 o'clock on YouTube. Just search for Houseboat Tommy Lee Jones and you'll find us. As always, this has been brought to you by the Cinder Inn and Cock Rings.
Woo, cock
rings. Use them. They help.
Use them or lose them.
Or lose them. They apparently do. Zach says they do.
I'll check it out.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned to enjoy our wonderful closing theme song.
Yes.
I believe it.
We'll see you. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Fuck off.
Yeah. We're nice to you. Now we're not. Bye. I don't know.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music.